Are you seeking a better way to accelerate your sales, to scale your business, to live a life with no limits? Accelerate Sales Podcast features global experts who have cracked the code to recurring revenues with proven sales systems and get you on the fast track to scaling. Now let's accelerate your sales with today's episode.
Hello, I'm Paul Higgins and welcome to the Accelerate Sales Solo Podcast, episode number 430. Today's topic is thinking bigger for your clients. You will learn the helicopter view, how to think bigger for your clients, and most importantly, number 3 is why it matters. If it's your first time, welcome. And if you love what you hear, please subscribe. If you're a regular, thanks for your support. Always appreciate those reviews. I read every one of them. Sometimes I get an email address, others I don't. And if I do, I reply back to you. So if you want to leave a review, that'd be great. And leave something so I can contact you. Please check out past shows on your favorite platform. Just search Accelerate Sales. And don't forget those wonderful interview shows with experts and also cloud consultants that can help you scale your business. Before I start, I'd like to talk about our free Slack community for cloud consultants. It's peers helping peers to run their better business. So it's more on the business side than the technical side. And you can find out more at cloudconsultantscollective.com to join for free today. So, have you ever watched the Tour de France? It's that amazing cycling event. I'm sure you've heard of it, no matter where you live or where you're listening to this from. And to be honest, I was a passionate cyclist before my transplant. Post-transplant, now with the medication I take, I've got a 90% chance of getting melanoma cancer. So, covering up on the bike is a lot harder, especially in the harsh summer that we have down here in Australia. And when I was, though, passionate about it, I never missed a stage. And if you have, you probably, if you've ever watched a stage or the whole thing, you're probably now remembering some of those amazing images, those beautiful pictures of France. And yeah, absolutely incredible. And many of those shots, or most of those shots, to be honest, were taken by helicopters, right? And they brought you the beauty. However, they also played another role in the race. So they could see what was happening ahead of the race to give feedback to the connoisseur of the race and other officials, which eventually went to the riders. So 2 key instances come to mind. One was when there was ice over the road, and basically it was impassable. And also when there was, I think last year, there was protests, and effectively that stopped the race for a little bit, and they got pre-warning the bikes. And these helicopters provide really valuable information that the officials and the riders weren't able to see. Right there, if you think about it, they're the helicopter view, as we all mentioned, but they're above what the riders can see. And this is often an early warning system like we just saw then. And when you work with your clients, they are often in the trenches and they don't see the warnings or the outcomes of taking specific actions, right? But you do, because you've got that helicopter view. You've leveraged information from working with many clients in the past, and you've already seen it. And, not all clients will follow your advice, but at least you can say, hey, look, in this situation before, this was the outcome. This is what's probably going to happen, right? And they're completely unaware of it. And, you're actually doing a great job, and this is bringing value, but it can be much greater. And before I continue and talk about how much greater and thinking bigger and the value it brings to you as a cloud consultant, I'd like to talk to you about SendSpark.com. It's a personalized video, and it really helps you to do a combination of personalizing it, but also doing it at scale. And it's got some great tracking, and these days you can also simply record a little intro and then have a cool video to it. It's great. And the other thing is that for 6 months you will actually get it free. If you just go to paulhigginsmentoring.com/SendSpark, you will get that. So while your role is to help clients to avoid mistakes, as I've been talking about it can be much bigger. So clients often underestimate the potential of their business, right? They get you to consult and implement a platform without truly seeing the full potential of what it could turn into, right? And you're not just there to do a simple role of following their instruction, right? Your role is to actually help them think bigger. Your role is to help them scale their business. And you have the experience, once again, from working with others and that helicopter view on what is coming around the corner that they just are not prepared for. And an okay consultant, like I said, solves it, right? So sort of just slightly nudges the bar, but that's it. But a great consultant like you are helps the client to expand their horizons to reach their full potential. So what is the value for you doing this, right? When I work with my clients, I encourage them to move from project pricing to value add pricing, right? And at the end of the day, what I say is that the client will keep 90% of it and you'll get 10% of it, right? So by helping the client to think bigger, you both get a win, right? So you move from, buy hour pricing or project pricing into actually what's the full value of the project, and then the client gets 90%, right? So your role is to really leverage your experience to see potential that the owner misses because they are often too close to their business, i.e. they're on their bike, right? They're all, they're so close, they don't get that helicopter perspective, and that's what your role is, right? So often people say, I'm underpricing or undervaluing. It's because you don't have the right structure, and you may not be taking the view, which is, i.e., you make the pie bigger for your client, and by default, you will then get more money, right? So it's really valuable to think of it that way, and you've got the experience, but just sometimes you may not be thinking that way. So what are the 3 key actions from today? One is to think bigger for your new clients, right? So when you've got a proposal, even the next proposal you've got, just think about, well, what is the true opportunity that sits on the table from leveraging my consulting and also the platform that maybe the client's missing? And the other is go back and revisit existing clients, right? So once again, you might have just done a part or a portion of what you think is truly possible. Go back and actually talk to them about the bigger opportunity that's there. And number 3 is you can download my scaling blueprint for you to think about maybe how bigger your business could be, right? Because once again, I've got that helicopter view of running my own cloud consultancy business in the past, but also mentoring a lot of people. So I've sort of put together, think of it as a jigsaw puzzle of all the little bits and pieces you see. And often when I first do a diagnostic with clients, they just don't know that because they just haven't had that experience. So you can find that at paulhigginsmentoring.com/blueprint. So you can get all the links in the show notes at paulhigginsmentoring.com/podcast. This is episode 430, or on the app that you're listening to now. Please follow me on LinkedIn to get great content specifically for cloud consultants. Now, I will not lie, it's for B2B services, but I have some specific examples that is exactly for you as a cloud consultant. Join our newsletter at paulhigginsmentoring.com/newsletter, where I share some fantastic content. So it's got a value add, it's always got a little piece from me, but it's also got our guests of our podcast on there as well. And if you know someone interested in helping their clients to think bigger, i.e. getting more value, lifting their prices, please share it with them. They'll think you're a rock star and you'll feel pretty good as well. If you're a cloud consultant or know one, don't forget to check out the cloudconsultantscollective.com. It's free, it's on Slack, and it's a great community. And last but not least, please take action to accelerate your sales.
I'm fired up after today's episode. What about you? But hey, before you go, learning is just one piece of the puzzle. Now it's time to put today's strategy into action. Head over now to today's show page at paulhigginsmentoring.com/podcast and share how you'll put it into action. Be sure to head over to your favorite podcast platform and subscribe, rate, and review the show. Tell me what your favorite episode is. And don't wait 1 minute more to gain access to your pulse check at paulhigginsmentoring.com. This could be the difference between struggling to get more leads and making this next quarter your best one yet.